is cracked and full of stone. A broken map I call my own. Dust in my lungs keeps me alive. Every stumble teaches me to survive. Beg for mercy with my face to the sky, but I keep asking why. Trials and tribulations, they carve me deep. Mountains I carry, rivers I weep, but I'll keep walking, no hesitation. Life's a storm of trials and tribulation.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hallelujah. Good afternoon. Yeah, hallelujah. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing well. I pray y'all doing well out there. Welcome to the live broadcast. Minister of Broadcast, the MOB. It's the Minister of Broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, and some other places. I don't know. But yeah, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly is the title. This is the Saturday Chronicles. The Saturday Chronicles. We invited a couple guests. See if we can get them on. Don't forget, if you're if you're catching this, go ahead and like and subscribe. And then we appreciate it. Let's talk about it, y'all. It's not one of those talk about it Tuesdays or Thursdays. Man, I tell you, when I tell you everything been fighting for me to push that live button, every time I get ready to hit the link, the live button, something just goes array. Screen don't work. Speakers tripping. Something's happening right in the background. But there's a link in the thing on Facebook and on what's that thing called? YouTube. You can come on and share your story. Chapter 1 of 5, the Chronicles. So it begins our stories. This is about telling our stories about what the good and the bad and the ugly and the willing. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the willing. Right? The good, the bad, the ugly, and the willing. So with that being said, everybody had a story to tell. Everybody got something that shaped their life, that shaped the way they move, that shaped where they at right now in life. So we want to, just try to get your story out in the open and to see where things go from there. So I thought it was appropriate to start off with in 1988, and then we'll flash back. We'll go back before 1988. But what were some of the things I did a research on and looked up, like what was happening in the urban community, in our community in 1988, like with different movies. I think I wrote it down. I don't know if it's how I'm gonna say how true it is, but Do the Right Thing came out in 1989. Colors came out in 1988. Lean on Me was in 89. Coming to America was in 88. What else? Escaping Alcatraz was in Escaping New York or somewhere was in 1981. Street Trash, 1987. The Warriors was 79, 80. Beat Street and Breaking was in 1984. So our family folks came out with a song called 1988. And it made me reflect on what was going on in my life at that time in 1988. Now how I see it now. 1988 was in a whole nother era of things that was happening in my neighborhood and my community. So let's talk about it. 1988. I'm so used to talking about it. Then I keep saying talking about it. But yeah, this the Chronicles, man, the old Chronicles. Like I said, everybody has a story to tell, to share, and likes. Likewise. So I got it good on here. Let me go on here. Let me go on Facebook right quick. I know. I've been, like I said, I've been trying to push this button for a minute now. And then man, I couldn't push the button. I pushed the button and it didn't work. I'm like, what is going on right now? So what was it like in 1988 for you? Man. 1988. So I'm gonna share my screen. Hey. I don't know, but what's going on?
1988, a year when you could feel America was becoming more materialistic. It was out with the old and in with the new. Would this turning point be for the worse, or would people see through all of this?
Block movement, 88 on the plate. Been a long time coming, they didn't crack the gate. Keep the soil, young homie, it's bigger than the turf. We was born to hustle since my mama gave birth. Remember when the hood was a place called home? And mama brothers keeper in the 209 zone. Them late night parties that Uncle Witt's chiefin'. The Fifth Ave rental with the lime green beetle. The meetups at Mama Kerman house, homie Harry. The flicks at the mall with a pocket full of fatty. The earth was the mob turf, don't get it twisted. Flashbacks got me tripping, sometimes I really miss it. OG status like Elsie and Thurman. We grew up making mistakes and yeah, we still learning. But there ain't no family like the one I got. T. Lee, royalty, and Top Rock. Why?
Concrete on Jefferson and Oak. The one they predicted to be in a pen or smoke. But guess what, folks? I'm still sliding through like Metro. It wouldn't be the West without the best from the Set, though. Smoking on that retro Zach stuff and rust. Let me take you back in time, walk you through the land of funk. 100, 200, 300 folk. From Miss Took to Mamos to Miss Lee to the folks like the Charlene on Darlene, I represent my folks. From Pop Lock like Stanley made a scoop on them popos. OCG shaggers with all the GD, yeah, they used to slide through. Like where my big daddy got, he handed me some scratch. They say gonna get, shook the dice, then toss them. 4, 5, 6. It's times like this. I miss it gon' touch. I miss Lucky Chuck and my G homies West up. Take you back to 1988. 1988. Oh yeah. Taking you back to 1988.
I'm about to hit a double D clutch. Saying, know what? We rock the U center like the touch. If we hit the Johnny quick, I need the Fritos and some chili. You know we mobbing like we used to see Jay and us and do with a 5-0 swinging in the cut. Or catting the Seville in the 209 plus. Real spit, it ain't no good time like the right time. That's documentaries for the grind, man.
Black male fits and Lee Cox Sportif. Gas overall, silk shirts and elite. Smoke gray Chevy on laces and Arrivas. Patiently waiting, retrieving dollars off my paper. Jay Stone had a swinger. Drop 50 stank. Him and Yuski had a Suki, same colors, cocaine. 1988, Walton Witt was in the wild. It was the blind leading blind, but we all survived. Break it down. Take you back to 1988, man. Take it back. All get it. Know your history. Taking you back to 1988. 1988. What's up, Stack? Red Dog. What's up, Bill? All my brothers. Crazy T, what's happening, man? Young J Mo. I know you're knocking this mic.
Yeah, hallelujah. That's good. Go taking them back to 1988. If I did the math on that, I think I was like 12, 13 years old. If I did the math right. If I did the math right, I think I was like, let's see. What is it? No, we at right now, 2026. 2026. Right? 2026. 1988. 38 years ago. I am, how old am I? 52. I think I'm 52. 52 minus 38. And if I'm 52, then minus 38 would be, I was 14 years old. If I'm 52. All right, let's just see how old I am. 2026. 1973. I'll be 53, so I'm 52. Yes, I was 13, 14 years old in 1988. Wow. What grade would that leave me in? Fourth and fifth or somewhere? Fifth and sixth? So, man, going back to that, I ain't doing it. Hallelujah. Love it. They didn't shut the door on you, dog. Hallelujah. 1988. I guess should I put it the bad, the bad, the good, the ugly? Well, all those things in 1988. I predated 1988 and 87 and 1980 and all these breakdancing and all that was the era before gangbanging. How do we get to where we at now? Before them times, man, it was dangerous. Like, what is going on here? Changed a lot of lives. The era changed a lot of lives. Well, I invited a couple of guests on. I think I hit up a couple of the people I sent the link out to. If anybody, you see the link out there, go ahead and click on it. Come on in here. There's plenty of room. It's 105 chairs in here. We all would fit on the screen as a little dot, because that's all it was. That's all we was a little fraction in the whole scheme of things, the whole plan of things, right? It wasn't nothing but a minute part of the vision, part of the things that happened. You know, man, every day everybody had their own individual dot to put. You know what I mean? So 1988. I don't know if I'm being shadow banned or what the dealio is. I really didn't mean to do that. Let me get out of that. I didn't mean to do that. That came up. Apparently y'all couldn't hear it. I think I heard the only one that was able to hear it. Salute, man. Hallelujah. 1988. 1988. We'll keep. $1988. Man. Like I said, I was 13, 14 years old, 5th, 6th grade. I think the transition from that, the thing that happened before that predate the crack era, was just life, man. We were just loving life. We enjoyed all kind of adventures outside, you know what I mean? From the raised hills, from riding bikes, from all different parts of the city. I think I was just transitioning from even going to the swimming pools at Modesto High School and free lunches and the Unit Maddox Youth Center. Shout out to Bruce and whoever else still available to us. And Joel. I don't know who all them, like moves on, but 1988. Was there any worries? What was going on in 1988? I had to go back I would go back to when we just walking around the streets as to get along, just getting along, just making it happen. And so before what predated the crack era, what I recognized, a lot of the people in the community was either drinking or doing the ugly part of it was doing heroin. But I think everybody was still family, still had the family. You would be corrected in the neighborhood, walking through the neighborhood by somebody if you was doing something wrong. They would let you know that they knew your mama, your dad, your parents. They would let you know that they would, and some of them would get at you. They had the opportunity. They would get at you. That depends on how close they was to your family. They was able to get on your helmet and not have a recourse behind it. Some of them did it, and like, hey, don't be correcting my child. You know what I mean? So 1988, that put me at, like I said, 13, 14 years old. I really did. What was my guidance? Just hanging with my crew, hanging with my friends, and whatever we got into, we got into. Some of us had different intentions of doing things, and some of us didn't. Some of us just went along. Some of us just willing to go with the crew. You know what I mean? We didn't have our own set destination, but if we all just said that we agreed that we going to the youth center, then all of us would make a point to get to the youth center or wherever it was at. I don't remember. Then, like I said, I didn't stay in school long, so I don't remember, people getting, like right now, growing up. I mean, raising my kids, I'm going to awards, proms, and all these other different things that I didn't see in my youth. I mean, other people might have did see it in their household, but we was always, it was dysfunctional, but it was love. All right, it was dysfunctional, but it was love. So I'm gonna name up a couple of movies that influenced the culture at that time, or was what the culture was about, or what the atmosphere was like. And so it's crazy how the movie The Warriors, what I got from the movie The Warriors was a big part of just loyalty to a fault. Like, you loyal to this, to your brothers. And then you had some that went, we all, and that's what it was for us. We all went we all did our own thing at our own times. Whatever our mind frame was at that time, what we needed to get out of it. But The Warriors was a big influence on me. I don't think I ever really watched Do the Right Thing. Coming to America, that was a laugh. That was a hoot. Colors changed a lot. It gave you the it kind of showed us this is what gangbanging looked like, and it also identified all of our enemies. What was to be the enemy of you. If you chose this certain color or you chose this certain life away, then it gave you that, oh, that's the enemy. It gave you that, that's the enemy. And the deeper we was, the more heart we had, I believe. You know what I mean? Posse Up didn't start for no reason. And I'm like, but Posse Up, the movie The Posse with I think his name was Ben Peoples or something, didn't show up for a long time. So I'm like, I'm missing something here. I don't really remember going to school with my twin. Some of y'all didn't even know we had a twin. I don't remember really going to school with him. I don't remember us going to school together. He was always on the other side of the gate, like, let's not go to school today. Let's go to the gush or to the canal. Let's go over here. Let's go here. Let's just walk around on to school's out. Okay. I guess. What else? Street trash about homeless people. I never even knew that. I didn't recognize homeless people to just recently. I thought it was just like a normal thing that people, you know what I mean? I didn't read the risk, like say 20, maybe. I didn't think it was a whole thing happening, like Skid Row and all this stuff. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I do got to reflect back on the era of that when it was heroin was the choice of drug or cocaine in its pure form. Not well, I can't say it in its pure form, but in its pure form, it was a lot of people. If you had it, you were snorting. If not, you were shooting up dope. Like wow, and but they were still my house was still functional. We still had love, but in them times, real was real, fake was fake. You know what I mean? The older people in that generation kept it real with you. They didn't. If you needed to, I mean, if you needed to know, but you would know, and they would tell you what the situation is, and how you perceive it. You would have to get out the way because something's about to happen. That's when you got in your place as a child. You say, mind your business. You didn't speak in them days. You didn't open your mouth to your elder, period. I don't care what was going on. You did not open your mouth to your silked up, got it done. I'm just doing a live, waiting on somebody to pop in. I'm gonna do it. She was. She shouldn't be in the house. I told her to go outside and play. Which one? So, Layla back there? Yeah. I don't know. They having who playing with who war right now. Layla's went and got a soda. Did not want it. Got it just to have it. Yeah. But 1988. Boy, Saturday. Ain't nobody out there on this Saturday. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. 1988. Salute whoever out there. Make a comment. Say you showed up. Set Free Media presents Chronicles. Roll call. Mm-hmm. No. All right. Just to keep pushing these wrong buttons and see what happens. Bro said he cannot make it. All right. But yeah, I was just talking about the men, the good, the bad, the ugly of growing up in the 80s. It's a whole nother thing when I say the 80s and not the era of 1988, the 80s. The beginning of the 1980, I was 73, 80, 7 years old. Wow. What was it like then? Like, how can I go back to my childhood, unless I have someone to collaborate with me on when we went to school. I would look at the people that I remember going to school with, and it had to be mostly elementary, a little bit of junior high, because that's when I got to junior high, that's when the dope game was at its peak. Like it was I was involved. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about, I love you too, baby. Did y'all give the boy some the piece of rose? You ate your stuff, but he asked for some piece of rose. Huh? Get those. No, come over here and give make Eli a plate.
Do I throw this one? It's plastic.
If it's a plastic fork, yeah. Unless you feel like putting it in the dishwasher. No, you just do the thing.
They're gone.
They wasn't in the oven, baby. They was in that little toaster thing.
Okay, yeah. What do you want me to put in the bowl?
Get a bowl. Ain't got no paper. Not that one.
We don't have to set.
What happened to it? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Hallelujah. What? You looking at me like I'm supposed to say something? What you want me to say? No, Dre May, whoa, where you going, Dre May? Okay, what about Eli?
I'm bringing something.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what about Eli? Then we got to throw some more in. I think your mom wanted some. See if your mom still wanted some.
Somewhere. I'm gonna get fish on my drink because she wants it.
Yeah, you brought that drink. You fought with that drink and didn't even drink none of that. That was some bread or something.
Okay.
Hallelujah. But yeah, man, 1988. So let me elaborate on that. Everybody got a story to tell, and I can't just do a roll call off the top of my head, but those that pop in, they know. We know. As long as we know, you know what I mean? But let's talk about it. It's all started, this edition, this Chronicles started with Capone, me and Capone collaborating, reaching out to each other and saying, hey man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the things, real things. Let's talk about things that's happening, the things that happened before, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to say what the good of that. What was the good in the 80s? I think for us, it was just getting along. Trying to think of my first real, when I first got into a fight with somebody. I was always fighting, but it was with my siblings, with my brother and my cousins and, and everybody. But I'm trying to remember a person that I didn't really know as per se that I fought. I think it was Tony and was it Tony and Monchitello? And then Alfonso. I think I got into it with Alfonso too. No, Alfonso, not little Alfonso. It was a different with two Alfonso. Alfonso, the one that on the skateboard thing now, but on McHenry. The man, that was like, I slept at his house. I played in his backyard. I was at his house every day. Alonzo, man, I think he had tattoos now, right? And I think that was his cousin. I can't remember, but they know. That's why I'm like, I need to collaborate with them, because they was my childhood friends that we grew up with. I mean, followed them all the way across from the other side of town, all the way from across the lights back to the other side. And we always just collaborated, got together. Me and when we first started tagging, like not on walls, I didn't yet, but just bombing in class, you know what I mean? Just making little characters and doing all this stuff, man. And them dudes had a hand, they had a knack for it. I think those was the good times. Music always playing somewhere. Everything that seemed so dark and ugly. Everybody was, even though they was people was probably going through stuff then. As a child, I didn't recognize what they was going through. They didn't like they protruded it up, threw it on us. Like, you know, you as a child, you mind your business and you always got taken care of anyway. You know what I mean? So that was a whole thing there. I can do this now. Yeah. Jeremy said, Richard left without me. I said, because everybody was sleeping. No, I was woke.
You're not woke.
What time did you come by?
Why did you tell me you don't now you gonna have to say what time you come by? I said, Richard came and everybody was sleeping. Like, this is weird because usually everybody else sleeping. Y'all, this house be woke.
I was tired because Bristol woke me up looking for her cat. And she forgot she put it in a box.
Yeah.
And closed the box.
But I was like, and then when I told you about that, he's like, Preacher left without me.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, Preacher came over and thought, he said, this is awkward because usually everybody else sleep and y'all woke at this time.
Yeah,
Everybody else.
On her story, what food she got, and that's why I texted her.
Why you leave me? Because when I got over there, everybody was asleep.
That's exactly
Why would you eat?
No. I said, he said, I wanted to go, bro. I wanted to go. And I said, you were asleep.
It didn't take you long to get it done then, huh? Yeah.
My appointment at 4:45. I got done at 2.
Yeah. That's good. Did you get down there? Did you get down in there and all that good stuff?
More than Korean.
Live. Hallelujah. But yeah, that was 1988, man. So yeah. Fifth, sixth grade, somewhere in there. 1988. I think that's when they introduced when did the Say No to Drugs campaign come out? Because that's what really got me influenced into that lifestyle was when they Say No to Drugs campaign. That's when Reagan was off, I believe. When was the DARE program created? Let me ask Google. Hey, Google, when was the DARE program first initiated?
The DARE program was first initiated in 1983 as a collaborative effort between the Los Angeles Police Department and the Los Angeles Unified School District. Don't forget to save this to your notes.
Save to notes. 1983. Look at that, a whole nother thing right there, 1983. So, 1983, that put me at what? No, my math ain't matching in my head right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and look it up. 1983, 10 years old. So at 10 years old, I was already being groomed to drop out of school and to sell dope. And you say, how is that possible? Well, if you look at some of the first DARE programs, the first DARE videos, and oh man, Alonzo brought this up when I talked to him the last time I was in county, right? But we look at the DARE program. He said, you don't remember we went to San Francisco on a field trip with the school, and we all was on the bridge and was holding up a banner to say no drugs, say no to drugs banner or something. And I was like, I don't remember that. He said, yeah, man, we all was on a field trip. And I need to talk to him because he remembers some stuff. Like, I don't remember that. But all I remember is they used to roll this TV into the room. plugged it up, turned off the light, and we watched like a 30-minute documentary of all these people selling drugs. And the commentary was they make more than drug dealers. And let me see if I can find, I'll be able to find that type of, let's see, it says something right here. Hey, Google, save that to my notes. Let's see. Cause I remember the one say, this is your brain on drugs. No, I think that was later. But let's talk about the let me see. Let me Google this right quick. First Dare program. First Dare. Video. So right out of their program's video, right after coming from after breakdancing and all this, right, we would pass up these people on the history of their unsung history. The DARE program originated in 1983. The reason cops taught you about, let's see what this say. DARE was a big failure than most realized. It really wasn't. I don't think the DARE program, I don't think it was a failure. I think
shape how millions of children view drugs, crimes, and their own body. All right. Ready? If you said 4 billionaires, 18 multimillionaires, their lawyers, 3 cops, one of whom is a convicted felon, 2 who are involved in corruption scandals, their friends, the NFL player who's at the center of RFK's assassination conspiracy theories, a boxer who reportedly uses steroids, 2 people on the Epstein list, and this guy who, after the FBI did an undercover sting, caught him trying to launder money to cover up a cocaine trafficking operation. If you said that, then you'd be right.
The DARE program it's nonsense. I mean, we can be honest about it.
By 1995, DARE, or Drug Abuse Resistance Education, was in 75% of all American school districts. They sent thousands of police officers into tens of thousands of elementary schools to teach 10-year-olds to say no to drugs. It was backed by presidents.
People like these DARE officers are making a real impression.
Celebrities.
Little kids doing drugs.
It even got its own national holiday. 114 million Americans went through DARE. That's 34% of the entire population.
What we were talking about are the consequences for using marijuana and not using marijuana.
I just want to shake some sense into you kids that are using drugs and thinking about using. So remember, don't.
And then we found out that it didn't work.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
They said it didn't work, but it wasn't that it stopped us from using drugs, right? But not those that was involved in selling it. It for me, when I watched the videos, I gotta find this video. I watched it. It actually motivated me to become a drug dealer. They said these drug dealers make more than doctors, lawyers, and all this without an education. And I'm saying to myself, and right along with, you can be whoever you want to be. You can take on this persona and be whoever you want to be. All you got to do is put your mind to it. And this is your mind on drugs. So that told me don't use it, but you can sell it because the glamorification of it, the big picture behind us going to school for so many years was to get a good education and become successful. And to become to what you define success back then was you had enough money to sustain yourself and take care of your family. And if you can make this the type of money on a daily basis, on a regular basis, on a street corner, then I actually they can't say that it didn't work because of all these people became drug addicts. Well, the people that were drug addicts weren't the ones that was in the school, right? They were the ones that have already been supplied and addicted to. They already been. It took somebody to say, "Hey, man, try this on." You know, it took a wolf. It took one of your friends or your neighbors or somebody to come in and say, "Hey, try this. You might like it." And before you know it, you're addicted. It took a wolf, right? But then it took for them to slide that thing in to the not even teenagers, to the youth. Like they said, 10 years old. Like I said, and when I first started, I think I seen it in the 4th or 5th grade. It took a whole different I'm like, it's 3 of y'all, and I know it's got to be one of y'all friends at the door. Whoa, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you weren't being nice. You slammed the door in her face. Don't do that. You was not being nice. Just all you do is tell her that Layla was doing whatever she's doing. She'll be out there in a minute. And I don't see why she's standing there. She always come in, so I don't know what the deal was on that part. Y'all go with this certain selective friendships, being friends with certain people. Did you get that's Eli Bo? Where he at? All right. Hallelujah. Huh? I know he's not allowed inside, but I see you bring the bow from the back room, so I'm thinking, what, is he back there? I didn't see him come in, but I was just saying. All right. All right. Yeah, he can have a water, baby. So now I'm gonna have to look, see if I can find this video. Would it be easier on my? Get out of there! You got water. Why are you in the water bottles? You ain't got no water, bro. You buy that for one of the water bottles. You don't got water. Hallelujah. All right, I'll get you some water, smart dog. Let's see. Let me see. I need to go to Facebook. Not Facebook. I need to go to YouTube. I don't even know if they even air these things in the. Hallelujah. Their program video. Let's see. Their program videos. They did their program for the 1983, 2009 era, but it won't show me police department like Tracy Police Department. I don't know how that got there, but show me one of the reason real cops Did you let the DARE program DARE in the 90s? I didn't even know there was a whole bunch of videos about this. Everybody just bringing it out right now. DARE resist drugs program violence. I want to see one of their videos. One of the DARE program videos. Reason cops, the real reason. I might have to watch that whole thing, but I need to know. Hallelujah, the real. Whoa. This stayed at my school. Hallelujah. Nah, that is not Franklin Elementary. I guess I ain't gonna be able to find one of those programs, one of those videos. I know they got them out there. They're sitting there, they're commercial. Let me see. What if I reword this? Hallelujah. Let's go right here. DAR.E videos that said that mentioned I don't see it, but I kind of remember what it looked like, how that looked. I've seen the video, showed all the violence, showed all the people selling the drugs on the street, showed them driving Mercedes Benz, showed them showing stacks of cash, wad full of money, all kind of stuff, right? Just like you hype it up on rappers be hyping up, you know what I mean, showing they money and all this stuff, the glamour of being an artist and all this, right? They showed us that same thing as youth. They showed us those same things as youth that the drug dealers had. They had the nice cars, they had the money and everything else. So this DARE program, when they showed us these videos, my mind, I know that I could see drug dealers. They're probably part of my family or whatever, and I could see the growing. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. Why would I want to do anything else if these people are making the drug? They said making more than doctors and lawyers and teachers. And then when you come to find out the ins and outs of it, you can pay people off and do all these things, and money is an influence. I didn't know this thing 11, 12 years old. It was waiting for somebody smart. So I think the DARE program didn't fail, sort of per se, on that end, but they knew what it was to glamorify this to us. And if you knew anybody that was in the community, this is what you can do to get this. I didn't. College wasn't even a thought. Why would I have to finish all? Because you already resisted to go to school. Why would I want to finish school out? finish going through all these. You got to go to school for this many years, 15, 16 years or whatever. I'm like, I'm only in the 5th grade and I got to do 10 more years of this to be successful. Like what? You got to, from college, you go to the university or whatever. I'm like, wow. But right now, I can make this money right now. Sign me up. So yeah, there was a big thing going on in the. I still want to look at this. I want to watch this video. I really do. I really want to see what's going on with this video. What these people came up with. How do I go to my history on here? Right here. Bam. So this is what did.
Get Dare in your kid's school too by visiting Country Style Donuts. Purchase the Dare Bear and show you care. Proceeds go to Dare in your community.
They did have special officers. I think his name was Officer Abel, if I'm not mistaken. I think his name was Officer Abel that taught the DARE program in the 80s at our school at Franklin Elementary School. I think it was Officer Abel, because I think Officer Abel also was the crosswalk guard person, teacher, whatever, to teach people how to cross the streets. I think it was Officer Abel that first came to the school, taught the DARE program. But I remember watching this video. Like I said, I remember watching the video. Some of y'all might remember. But yeah, that changed my thinking. And then right after that, we had a essay to do. What would you do if you had $1 million? What would you do? What would you, if you could be anything in the world, what would it be? Or something like that. And I think I wrote, I wish we had it still. I wrote, I would want to be the biggest drug dealer in the world. That was my essay was about. What did you want to be when you grew up? I said, I want to be the biggest drug dealer in the world. And that became a pursuit of my happiness. That's what I pursued after. I didn't see any other ideas in the community. I didn't see any other. It was connective. I can connect the dots to this. I could connect the dot to being a doctor, lawyer, car salesman, none of this. I connected the dots to this. And that's what led me on my journey and my path. Like Chill said, drug dealing back then, you wasn't gangbanging. You was really drug dealing. Drug dealing was the same thing as gangbanging because it became territorial and everything else. But it wasn't for us on this in Northern California. I don't think it was about colors really, even though we identified ourselves or separate ourselves by color, red and blue or black. That wasn't the main focus for me anyway. The main focus was how much of this product I can move and who I could just move it. The more product you move, the more money you get. So that was my thing. It's like, how do I move this product? And that's what I got from the 5th grade. And so I think that when people say it failed, did it really fail? Because I don't think a lot of my peers ended up being drug addicts. I don't see that. I didn't see it till later on, 15, 20 years down the line. But I didn't see none of my peers being drug addicts. I already knew drug addicts. I didn't know heroin addicts. I knew, people that drank all the time or whatever. Weed was just a normalization. It wasn't considered a drug. I remember my auntie said we was in front of her house. I think we was trying to get high. We were trying to smoke a joint or something. And when she said, y'all out there smoking that dope, and we're like, we ain't smoking no dope, it's weed. And we see dope as something else. We see dope as heroin, cocaine, these things, you know what I mean? So when she said that, we argue with her like, this is not dope, this is weed. Like, this is not the same thing. This is for joy and pleasure. This is not to nod out and to escape reality and to halfway die and whatever the effects was for that type of drug, right? But man, that was a thing. I don't remember sitting where did I sit down? I never really, like I said, I never really watched Do the Right Thing. Colors. We went to the movie theaters to watch the movie. That was like one of the things that we had to go do, and it influenced the whole culture, a whole nation, worldwide. This movie influenced us. So 1988. Wow, that's when The Colors was released. And we seen Rocket. Was it Rocket? And the other boy on the motorcycle. They was the ones that had the influence because they had the money. They weren't really the ones gangbanging, even though they represented the color, the flag. But they were the ones that was getting the money and supporting the community in the neighborhood, however they chose to. It was with guns, whatever. So that gave us a blueprint. They've been feeding us blueprints of self-destruction for a long time. It's almost Jim Crowish, if you would say. You know what I mean? We've been targeted. It was the war on drugs was a target. It was a planned attack. The undertones of it, we didn't see it there. How do you fool a 12-year-old, 11-year-old that this is not against, this is what the way of life is, but to glorify it. And it has someone else glorify it. But I just think of the wolf that came in to introduce this thing to us. How did this thing get introduced? The first introduction, I'm like, all right, we're going to affect all neighborhoods at one time. We're going to have a plan of attack. Remember, these people are strategists, scientists, and all these people, and people with higher. These are strategists. These people plan strategically to do something. And we don't really recognize it until like it's too late. Like, whoa, that was a trap. Even though we said it, I'm going to the trap house. We didn't call it. In my time, we didn't. That was the spot. That was the spot. It wasn't. I just started really like, hey man, we're going to the trap house. Like, trap house. I never really thought of it as that. I didn't look at going to the house where we could get off some cocaine as a trap house. I thought of it as a spot to hang out with my friends and just chill and laugh and joke and argue or whatever the deal was. It was just hanging out to us, but it was strategic for the people in high places to meet quotas and police and all that. That was a whole different idea, because then it's like, all right, the only thing I got to do is not be in contact with the police. And I could do this thing. I could have to be slick about it. I got to be whatever. No. I just got my job to be successful with this is not get caught. That was my job, my duty. It's not to get caught by the police. and not to let everybody know what you had because some people was, get jealous or whatever. But I didn't think. Then you didn't think of that. You just know. Okay, well, you can't get caught by the police. You can't let nobody else know because they don't even know how to keep a secret or hold water. So you really didn't tell everybody everything. You know what I mean? And if you did, you know what the consequence was. We've seen that. But yeah, this was man. So I think about those. Just like when we started getting pulled over by the police when we was like 12, 10, 11, 12 years old. I remember the police pulled me over one time. I was on my way to elementary school. I believe it was the 4th grade. And he asked me about a person. Then I did not know that he was referring to my brother. He's like, you know Junebug? I'm like, I didn't know my brother as Junebug. So I didn't know he had a nickname named Joe. I didn't know. I'm like, you don't know Junebug? I'm like, no, I don't know Junebug. But he's questioning me, and it scared me because he pulled up on me on the corner on my way to school. And I'm by my, you know what I mean? So then, like, wow. So I remember when we started getting into that lifestyle, the FTP and FTW time, when we started saying F this, the police, F the world, and when we started wearing them, Modesto's Most Wanted, America's Most Wanted or Most Hated, and start getting that all printed all on us and all this, and wearing these type of different merchandise that told us, that really expressed our feelings towards the world. And if anybody behind me was reading this shirt, they knew what it was, right? I was targeting this is what I stand for right here, and I meant it. You know what I mean? We all had the same jackets on, or you know what I mean, and the same hoodies on, or what even really, the hoodies started rocking. We would go to meet up, and everybody would go to one place, the Razzmatazz, and get shirts made and everything else. This is a way that we expressed ourselves, and you know what I mean? Not really knowing that we was an enemy of a bigger enemy. We was the target of a bigger plan, a strategic plan. And but now when I look back, I'm like, wow, they targeted us at the 5th grade. At 11, 12 years old, we was already targeted. If they didn't take us out in the womb, it's getting windy out there? I was gonna set up the bounce house too. So we didn't my hour's up. Hallelujah. Well, like I said, I gave an invite to a couple of the peoples, man. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Saturdays. Saturday's gonna be open up for anybody that want to go into the discussion, talk about these things. If not, the flow will be open up on Saturday. If not, we still at it Tuesdays and Thursdays. Talk about it Tuesdays and Thursdays. I didn't even get to finish. I wanted to stay at this hour. So send this out with a little bit of. Is that a cat or somebody yelling?
It's a cat.
Cat right there. Yeah, that's what's going on.
So where's that cat at?
No idea.
Under the trailer in the van.
It'd be under the trailers because he went under there because May broke one of the skirtings.
He's definitely under.
Unless he right here, because remember they used to be at the door begging. Somebody fed him at this door, and it's these people cat behind us. Somebody, I don't know who, fed the. No, you didn't hear your name.
You broke the thing.
Broke what thing?
The skirting.
Did the cat go under there?
The skirting.
Well, you leaned on right there.
Oh, I was leaning on it and I just fell through it.
I know. Did you see a cat or anything go under there? Yeah, because I didn't want to close it all the way up if there's something under there because they won't get out.
Yeah, I think the bitch cat's pregnant.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No, for real. Look at his stomach, bro.
So we're gonna take us out with this one right here.
We don't talk about Bruno.
1988, a year when you could feel America was becoming more materialistic. It was out with the old and in with the new. Would this turning point be for the worse, or would people see through all of this?
Block movement, 88 on the plate. Been a long time coming, they done cracked the gate. Keep the soil, young homie. It's bigger than the turf. We was born to hustle since my mama gave birth. Remember when the hood was a place called home? And mama brother's keeper in the 209 zone. Them late night parties that Uncle Witt's chiefin'. The Fifth Ave rental with the lime green Beatles. The meetups at Mama Kerman house, homie Harry. The flicks at the mall with a pocket full of fatty. The earth was the mob turf. Don't get it twisted. Flashbacks got me tripping. Sometimes I really miss it. OG status like LC and Thurman. We grew up making mistakes and yeah, we still learning. But ain't no family like the one I got. T. Lee, royalty, and Top Rock. Why?
Concrete on Jefferson and up. But one day predicted to be in a pen or smoke. But guess what, folks? I'm still sliding through like Metro. It wouldn't be the West without the best from the set, though. Smoking on that retro, Zach stuff and runs. Let me take you back in time, walking through the land of funk. 100, 200, 300 folk. From Miss Took to Mamos to Miss Lee to the folks like the Charlene on Darlene. I represent my folks. From Pop Lock like Stanley Bay and scooting on them popos. OCG shaggers, we all the GD. I used to slide through. Like with my big daddy, got to hit me some scratch. And say go to get shit the dice, then toss them. 4, 5, 6. It's times like this. I miss it, gon' touch. I miss Lucky Chuck. And my G homies West up. Take you back to 1988. 1988. Oh yeah.
I'm about to hit a double D clutch. Saying, know what? We rock the U center like the touch. If we hit the Johnny quick, I need the Fritos and some chili. You know we mobbing like we used to see Jay and us with a 5-0 swinging in the cut. Or catting the Seville in the 209 plus. Real spit, it ain't no good time like the right time. That's documentaries for the grind, man.
Black male fits and Lee Cox Sporty. Gas overall, silk shirts and elite. Smoke gray Chevy on laces and Arrivas. Patiently waiting, retrieving dollars off my people. Jay Stone had a swinger. Drop 50 stank. Him and Yuki had a suki, same colors, cocaine. 1988, Walton Witt was in the wild. It was the blind leading blind, but we all survived. Break it down. 1988, man. Take it back. All get it. Know your history. Billy D, Bonnaroo, that's royalty. Big component. Black, sup, stack. Red Dog, sup, yo. All my brothers. Crazy T, what's happening, man? Young J Mo. I know you're knocking this mic.
Let's get ready to rumble!
He punched while in a way was punching. That's what I like. That's what you gotta do. Oh my God. But I like that too in a way. And then he starts to pour it on. You can hear the thudding shot from Naoya Inoue. Oh my gosh. You know what we're talking about? A knockout was on the menu tonight. He hit the over. It was 3.5 rounds. You never say you want more. Not against. You never say that. Butsu. Man. That's the a bad man. There's levels to this game. That's a bad man. My God. I told you he figured him out. He did. I said he figured him out. I said, I know all that ending. Oh yeah, he figured him out. No doubt about it. It was clean. Body shot now. Just showing the full arsenal of full offense here.